Hello everyone, this is Leknath Chetri. I welcome you all on this special episode of Khoj Cover. Many of you might have noticed by now that we are at this beautiful school, St. Stephen's Academy, Kafir. Located some 35 kilometers away from Kalimpong town, this school is known for its qualitative education and unique learning. So to talk about the school, its environment, its premises, its teaching, its past, present and future, we have with us the principal of the school, Father Felix D Sauza. I welcome you, Father.
Thank you so much.
These 2 years have been very challenging for almost everyone. Yes. The entire education system has been hit very hard by this pandemic. So how did you took up this challenge while conducting the school during these 2 years?
You rightly put it. These past 2 years have been very difficult, hard years for us all, especially for education, schools and the colleges everywhere, and everyone in the world was hit by it. We had to manage somehow because we could not stop teaching and learning process, because 2 years is such a long gap, and without this children will be nowhere. So we had to somehow find various ways, methods, and we had to really face challenges and difficulties, yet we had to go ahead. So we had for 2 years, last 2 years, we have been having online classes for the children, and teaching and learning process through online, where we were trying to educate our students, trying to teach them as much as possible. As you know, through online, online is not the best way to teach. It's nothing like having live children with us in the classroom and teach them one-to-one and face-to-face. It's not it's nothing like that. In online, children are not with us. We don't know many times whether they are with us in the class or not. Many times they just say yes and they would disappear, many of them. All these difficulties and challenges were there. But what we were trying to do is, we were trying to give them the maximum. Maximum, so that whatever they get, it will be, even if they get half of it, that will be quite a lot. And so we were conducting online classes. Of course, we in this locality, network is an issue, and not only for us, for everywhere, I believe, but especially in this remote area, being St. Stephen, being in the remote area and all. So this was another pressing problem. With this all, we conducted online classes to children, but we also brought the parents here every month almost from the very beginning, and we trained the parents so that they will go back home. Now parents became teachers for them at home, because they are the only ones who, and the students, they were with the students and they were guiding them. So we gave them a lot of instructions. We brought the students, trained them in small groups, and we gave them instructions. We gave them the ways that we are teaching and doing and all things, and how to check their mobiles, how to keep them going. So this is the way we conducted, and quite satisfied we are as a school, and thus we are quite satisfied. And I believe all the schools in the hills and other places have been doing in their own way.
As you already said, that there is no comparison between live classes and online classes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So you were conducting these online classes. How satisfied are the parents, or what kind of responses are you getting from the students? Are they satisfied or not?
Yes, from them, of course, parents are never satisfied, because they were, it's too long for them to have their children at home, and seeing them not learning the way they were learning the school. It was too long, so they were not satisfied. Whenever they came for the meeting, the first question they were asking was, "Father, when are we going to reopen the school?" That was the one question that always used to ask, but we did not have answer, because the pandemic was going in such a way that we could not think of reopening, and we had to follow the norms given by the government. It was parents were not satisfied. From the children's side, mixed responses. Many children were quite happy because they were away from the school, of course, and they were quite free, and mobile was in their hands, and they could use it as they like. So, but there were many children, many other students who were really worried. they were calling me and they were asking, Father, when we are going, especially the little ones. They were very curious to come back to the school. They were the little ones, lower classes. They were very curious, they were really enthusiastic, and they are just waiting. And unfortunately, another thing what happened is the ones who joined 2 years back to the school, new admission, they have not even seen the school.
Right.
But the school is going on for them. They are having the classes. So such responses we had from the students. Many were happy because they were away from the school, and many more wanted to come back to the school and they want to really learn. The students who are really good in studies, who were taking interest in studies, they wanted to have live classrooms and learn from the students directly.
I was actually in this profession, teaching profession, for some 4-5 years.
Yes.
So my experience is that there is an emotional attachment to the students.
Yeah.
So how badly you miss the students?
That's the only thing we miss so much, because this mature campus without kids is empty.
Right.
And no one is, that's so boring actually, because this is meant for the children. This is made for the children. Children are not with us. You can imagine the feeling, the loneliness that we feel, the emptiness that we feel without children. It is a big vacuum that is. It's created by pandemic, not having the children with us. And now we have realized how precious they are in our lives, as the teachers, as principal, and we are for them.
Right.
We are no one without children, without students. Our campus is nothing without them. This all infrastructure is nothing. So this big vacuum is there in us, that emptiness we feel. People all disgusted and frustrated many times. Because children, we cannot teach them. We cannot give whatever we have planned and whatever we have thought of giving to the children. We are unable to give.
So it seems like finally the good days are going to come, the happy days are going to come. We just saw a notification from the state government that school are going to open from 16th of November. So what are your preparations? What are the safety protocols you are going to follow for the safety of the students? So there may be some challenges because the students are not very much habituated for the live classes, because they are doing their online classes. So what are your preparations for the reopening of the school?
Yeah, it's good news, I must say, but partial, because only 9 and 10 for us, because we are only having up to 10, and for others up to college level, those who are having.
Right.
It's now what is happening is, see, the children, those who are in class 8 when they left, they are in class 10. You can imagine the gap that they have.
Right.
Being absent from the classes and standard, language standard, mathematics standard, standard of their science knowledge, and all these things absolutely has gone down. Now we have to bring up their standards. I'm not speaking about the content. There's one thing that's called content, the syllabus. The other one is the actual standard of the students, linguistic standard, the thinking process. All these things are developed in the school. They are formed in the school. In the school, we don't only give the textbook. When they come together to the school in a group, they learn from interaction from one another with the teachers and teachers with the students, and through games, through variety of skills that we give. The only purpose is to teach them. Now all these things they were missing. So there's a big vacuum in them. So we'll have to fill it up. Now the first thing then when they come back, when the students come back, we'll have to bring up their standard of the language, mathematics, thinking process, their discipline, human formation. So many things are there where we'll have. It's a big challenge to do it. But somehow what we have done is, when they come back, we have the entire school is divided into various stages. Now we came together. Teachers, we have been coming always together and planning. So during this, the staff used to come, and we were planning together. So what we have done, we have kept aside the syllabus for a while, and we are now working on the actual standard of the students to bring up their standard, like language standard, their thinking standard, and everything. So that when they come here, we will work 2-3 months on that. Then we go into teaching.
Okay, let's come to the teaching practice that is done in the school. So this school, many of the people, they tell that this school is unique in its teaching practice that is put on this school. So what is so unique about the teaching that is done in this school?
Yeah, of course, we are quite unique and special, and we got to be. See, we are in such a place. If you are not unique, if you are like any other school, why should the students come here?
Right.
So we have unique ways of teaching and learning. We call them hands-on, interactive, and inquiry based. Now, hands-on means whatever we teach, the teaching and learning process that we have, we make sure the children convert into activities. That's from the KG section to up to class 10. A lot of activity, they are action oriented, skill oriented. What's important, we want to make them skillful. So when they go out from the school, they don't only go with the certificate, but they go out with the skills, which are very important today. Without skill, you will be nowhere. So we orient them towards the skills, to have lots of skills, so that they will be very skillful. So hands-on means each teaching that they take, it will also skill or activity, and also interactive. They interact with one another, they interact with the teachers. There is a dialogue in the classroom. It's not a monologue, teacher alone teaching or giving lectures. There is a lot of interaction between the students to students, teachers to students, students to teacher, interaction with the things that are available around the environment. So interaction with the students become very smart. We don't call them talkative or this one. We don't get disturbed when they talk, because that is the part of the process. And the third thing is inquiry based. Inquiry based in the sense they are supposed to come up with the questions every time. Whenever there is a lesson, the teachers expect them to have questions, and we also ask questions. So this is a method we are supposed to have everywhere actually, but because of, see what has happened in our education system in India especially, we are so much textbook oriented.
Right.
Because we are exam oriented. And our exams are such, we are expected to learn so many things by heart, or we are expected to produce so many things from our brain to textbook. So it comes to from the textbook, it goes to the paper. Many times. So we learn by heart, and so that actually is in a way faulty method, or the method that we have to improvise on. So this is what we are trying to do here. So children analyze, try to find out why and how about, and then learn. So this is something unique, and a lot of skills are there they learn. So with these skills and all, we make it quite different.
Just before this interview, we are talking in the there in the office.
Yeah.
So there, I saw that the school has a very special type of punishment for the student. That is not literally punishment. So can you explain it to us?
Yeah. See, discipline is an issue everywhere.
Right.
For every school, when there are many students, they come from various background, various difficulties and all. But then we just cannot ignore also. When they make mistakes, when they commit faults, we just cannot ignore and keep, okay, it's all right. No, we have to make them realize that it's their mistake. When you make a mistake, what happens? As long as you are not caught, somehow you may be frightened or anything, I have made a mistake. But once you are caught, you put the entire mistake on me, on the principal or on the teacher, then you are quite free. But here what happens in our system, you call transformation. Discipline, transformation form you call it. We have 4 forms. So when students commit a fault, the teachers send them from the office or wherever they are. They go to the office and they go to buy a form called transformation form, and there are so many questionnaires. So many questions are there. They got to sit down and answer, and all these questions are self-reflective based on the problem they created. So they have to why, how, what was the background, why you committed, what was it. So all this they reflect. Meanwhile, they understand what I made was a mistake. Then how do you reform that? How are you going to go about? So what you want to know, how you punish yourself rather, how you correct yourself. So they all fill it up. Then they go to different teachers, they have to work and get the signature and submit. And then they are sent back to they say you are admitted, sent back to the classes. So if they come for the next time with the same fault or other faults, the form is given to you. They read it, whatever you have written and promised, it is there, they read it. And they know that they have made a promise. Now, with that background, they got to fill up the second form. I tell you, they don't want that one to do. It's very difficult. It's like, if you hit, they can react. They can't react. If you scold at them, they say that you are abusing them. It's not abusing, it is transformation. They are learning, and it is not very easy to work on your own fault, improvise it, and once you again you commit, there you have to answer why you have committed again, because already you have promised and you have told that you will not do. So this is called transformation. There are various stages are there, and they got to pay for the form. It's 20 rupees, not much, 20 rupees, but then they have to be answerable for the mistakes that they make. You know, so many schools are having discipline problem, because you can't hit them. Earlier we were hit, you know, when we were children. The teachers we used to be scared of being hit, but now you can't do that one. And you cannot abuse also. Verbal abuse is not allowed. You just cannot send them and stay outside, kneel down, also not allowed. But we have to give such punishment where they transform themselves. So,
this is when the student commits mistake.
yeah.
When the student does something better or something good, how do you acknowledge that?
Yeah, we have got award form or called award cards for everything. We have got excellent, good, average, and we have ordinary, this poor performance. Now when they perform, when they commit good works, always that is marked. The teacher has got, they have to do a lot of marking they do. Teachers have a lot of work actually. Whenever there is something good, or when they do better in the classroom, when they do some better question, when they ask good questions, or suppose they do some good work anywhere, charitable work or anything, everything is marked. The students are being screened everywhere. They have observed, and then at the end of the month they get cards. Because everything I have, we have seen the book, you know, in that book, everything is, all the things are marked. And from there, at the end, the teachers come together and decide what form to, what award to give to the students. Excellent or good, satisfactory. So this is the way we award them also. And then for lower classes, we have the child of the month, child of the week. So a lot of ways we encourage them, encourage all that, and we try to, you know, recognize the quality, various qualities. Some may not be good in studies, but they may be good in certain things, other things, skills and all. So various fields and various areas we try to screen the students in, and we give them awards and all. So
there is a general perception among the parents, or we can say it as a fear, that when the students they get exposed to outside world, they get deteriorated, they get deviated from their path. So does the school have anything to deal with it psychologically or behaviorally?
Yeah. Parents are to do this, they are very, very apprehensive of the environment that they get in the schools of many places, because they are vulnerable to so many things, exposed to so many things. First of all, media, social media and other things, and also outside many substances that can be abused, they can abuse and all. So there is always a fear from the students when they send the children to whether my child is safe or not safe. Unsafe. So here one thing, you know, the environment itself is so pure here. They are away from the hustle bustle of this all busy cities and all. And what you say here, you don't get anything so that way we are quite okay. Though it is quite far from the city, but those things and all, we can control them. And discipline wise, we can do better. Why, you know, whatever we ask them, they will do, because they don't compare themselves with some other school. The other schools are more free or this and that. We don't have that problem because we are quite secluded here. Of course, the modern problems that they face, like addictions or sometimes they are very impulsive students because this one, those all things we have a lot of counseling. We do. The teachers are trained to counsel the students in small ways. They are trained to counsel, and also we bring counselors often to the school, and we bring various persons to speak to the students. So there will be always ongoing formation other than the teachers. We try to get, whenever I get an opportunity to get somebody, I'll ask them to come and speak to the students. So that way they get a lot of inputs and all. No? So though they are vulnerable, we try to arrest all these things. We try to keep the things away as much as possible. So we understand the worries and the anxieties of the parents, and also we here from the other side we also understand what are the longings of the students, what are they looking for, because we just cannot teach them and form them in the old ways. We have to also keep them with the changing conditions of the world. So we have to see both the things. The children also have to be catered according to the changes that they are taking place, and they should not be, cut off from the situations that are around them. Yeah.
One thing I wanted to ask, the students, when they get their certificate and they go to the outside world nowadays is very much competitive. So I think that we have to develop leadership quality among the students. So how does the school take up that challenge?
Yeah, my own experience, or yours maybe, when we came out of our school, I think we had just one certificate, which you said you may be first class, second class, but when we went to the field, we felt it was nothing. No, we were faced with a lot of challenges and a lot of difficulties because we were not skillful. We could not handle our own studies or the life outside. No, so I believe the education should be skill oriented.
Right.
They should be able to manage their life. Most important is managing life in the society, wherever you, in whatever situation you are thrown in, you should be able to manage.
Right.
Education should orient our students towards that one. So what we do is we give them a lot of skills from the beginning only. We have leadership orientation for them from the very small, from the KG section almost. A lot of leadership, initiative taking, a lot of confidence building skills, a lot of skills where they are exposed for speaking and for taking initiatives on leadership, monitoring one another. So these all things from the initial stage it is given, and it goes on, and they being monitored by a committee. For everything we have committees, a lot of committees. There are about 30 committees in the school. So all these committees are very active, and my work is I don't actually teach. Of course, I am qualified to teach, but I don't teach because I monitor these committees every day. By 7 o'clock, my program is ready for the teachers for various committees. So every day we will have to keep on. We have very active office which does it. All of us do together. So by morning, teachers get everything, all the information they get, and so our teaching and learning process in the school is towards being fully human and fully alive. Means when they come out, they become really fully human and fully alive, active. So full, active and intelligent and skillful. So this way we orient them. So when they go out, the students are quite confident. They have leadership quality. They speak out. They can speak out. They can manage their own life. So this is the way we try to balance their, of course, what you call syllabus as well as life outside they are supposed to live.
My perception about the school at first was that this school is a very local school. The students only from this locality, they come to the school. My thinking was like that. But I came to know that many students from faraway places, they come to this school. So what are the things you think that attracts the students from many faraway places?
Yes, you observed it correctly. We have students not only from local, rather we have lesser students from this locality because everybody is there. It's not thickly populated, this area. So all the students from my area, but they are less in number. We have students coming from various parts of our country. We have got students from Arunachal, we have got students from the Sikkim corner of North Sikkim like Lachen, Lachung, we have students from Assam border, we have students from Bangalore, we have students from Delhi, we have students from Kolkata, we have students from Bihar, from various parts of our country, Jaigaon and other parts of our country. And it's quite surprising, school is here, over there. See, what makes them come here is something very nice to hear. It's of course, the education process that we have. As I spoke to you, the education that we have is to lead, to serve and to excel. Now this one we try to implement in the school in every way possible. We are very much child focused. So all the teachers, we have such a team spirit where we work round the clock on how to be child focused, how to help the children to lead themselves, to serve one another and to excel. It's not just excelling with the marks. By leading and serving, they excel. So this process we try to implement, and we try to be very authentic the way we offer them, cater them. So by and by, the students excelled in everything, not only in academically, but in confidence, in leadership, in skills. So we have called happy academies. 11 academies are there. That's called, we have hotel management. From the very initial stage, we give them from the primary onwards. We have got guitar, we have got keyboard. These are football, badminton. We have table tennis. We have basketball academy. We have volleyball academy. We have vocal music, and classical Indian classical music. We have keyboard. There are about 30-40 students on keyboard. There are about 40 students in guitar. So all these students' skills are being developed. Now parents want that one.
Right.
They want their children to be skillful. They want their children to be knowledgeable, not only knowledgeable, but to be action oriented. When they go out, they should be active, full and active. So I think that has attracted many children, and it is all around. And children go and tell other children. So that way we have been able to attract the students, and all the more we are working out various ways and trying to be. So what is important? We are trying to be creative as well as intelligent. So these two things we are trying to combine together. It's not only intellectual formation, but also creative as well as human formation. And I think parents want their children to be fully human. And
the school was established in the year 2004. This 16-17 years is a very long time. How do you see its past?
I must say it's a glorious past. It has. The 17 years have been glorious. For me at least, I have been here from the inception. And it's a gradual development and a very nice, happy development. It's not that we had a lot of struggles and all. Number is always a problem for us, in the sense we are not a huge number. We have just about around 500 students. But more than that, what is that? We have been gradually growing, and it's a happy growth. And we have seen excellence in our results, excellence not only in results. I don't give so much of importance for that, because that will come naturally, but in the formation. The students are being formed, and the students, those who gone away from here, they are doing well in the society. They are well placed. They are doing their studies well. So of course not everybody, but most of them. And that gives us a satisfaction. And we see their children, they come back, they are happy, they speak so much of the school. Father, we had all these things we are missing, and all they tell us. So that makes us, okay, we had quite a good past, I must say, and it is still we are continuing.
The government has set proposal for the new education policy 2020. So being principal of a reputed school, you might have studied it deeply. So what is your take on it, and how prepared are you to implement it in your school?
NEP 20 is now quite popular in the country, and it's a very good initiative by the government to bring transformation, changes in the improvement in the education system, because we had our education, this which we had is quite now old. Now we will have to come for this new education policy. I have attended many workshops on this NEP. Personally, I attended, and I went through the document, and I have got 2-3 books which speak elaborately on this one. There are a lot of good things are there in this NEP. First of all, as I said, which we have been doing it here, they have brought it in paper, in policy, which makes me happy, because we have been trying to do it in our school from the initial stage, as the hands-on, inquiry-based, interactive. This is all they want now. It is in the policy now. It has become a policy. So we were, whenever I was happy that we were ahead of the government in these things. So now it has come in policy, so it makes us very happy, and we have also already we are into it. Because our system was such, like students division of the school itself, foundational stage, we have already, we used to call it as KG block. Now it is a foundational stage where a lot of playway students can prepare themselves. They are not put so much of this one pressure for learning, but they play and learn. Lot of things. This is a very happy block. They are called. They don't feel. They don't have any inhibitions, fear, and all. But they learn slowly by playing. So these are things being implemented. So there's foundation stage where foundation is formed for schooling. You know, then we have preparatory stage where they are prepared for a lot of skills by learning languages they learn. They learn so many other things and all. Then we have got middle stage and second stage, which we already had here. So, and also the thinking process of the policy is something that we were always, we were trying to implement in our school. So, NEP is a very happy welcome for us, and we appreciate the government because it should be implemented in such a way that our students or in our country should be, we should be able to, it should be practical. It should be accessible to everyone, every place. Now there are issues with the language and all, they are telling, so many issues are there, but I think the government may have to rethink about certain things to make it much more universal. Because our state, our country is divided into many states, and within the states there are so many things are there. So those things I think government has kept in mind, and they may have to do more studies. But now this policy is not that it has to be implemented today so completely. It is a process. It will take some years because the old policy itself we have not completed fully.
Right.
The old policy itself we have not implemented. So now this one, of course, it will take many years. So gradually we will have start in a very initial stage, and I think we will have support the government in this matter.
Okay, we are almost at the end of this talk. So do you have any message to convey to the student, to the parents, or anyone who is watching us?
Yeah, first of all, now we are hope we'll come back to the school. This is, all of us are longing to see our children, and parents are longing to send their children, and many children, I don't think all children, many children would like to come back to the school, because school is something that we all love. And so first of all, I wish all a very good come back to the school, and the parents also to relax now the school are finally going to be opened. Then pandemic is not going to go away. This virus will be always with us. So one thing will have, one day it will disappear. I don't think so. Corona will be always, but our immunity, our way of dealing with this virus will have to change, and we have to adjust ourselves. Because all the viruses that were in the past were always there with us. But then we have to fight against to our immunity by so that I think is what we are trying to do with the vaccination and all. So all have to go for this one, and we have to be safe. Now, of course, another lesson we have been taught, and we got from this one, we cannot be pell-mell in our life. We have to be very careful. The environment we have to keep safeguard. The way how we go about. These all things matter. I think this is what we have been taught by this pandemic. So we are grateful also in a way. Of course, it is something that we did not want, and it has come now. We are handling it quite well, I believe, in our country. Of course, a lot of casualties, may their souls rest in peace. But in the days to come, I think we will be safer, because now quite a lot vaccination has taken place. Now, what I tell about education is a teamwork. It's not just you send your students and it's over. It's a teamwork of parents, students, teachers, and school administration, and the society. Now, all these components should be working together to educate. Education is not just you go and finish your certain classes. No, education is formation of our future citizens, formation of human beings. Today, we are in the crisis of human values in the society. They are in a very deplorable condition. So we have to now inculcate the students these human values, and that can be done in the school, but not by the school alone, but a collaboration and a teamwork by everyone. Everyone should be aware of these values. Now, then when these children are formed, then I think we'll have a better society tomorrow. And only education can do this one. Any amount of riches or wealth or not, all those things are important, but I think the one thing that stands out in our human life is formation through education. And this is a must, I believe, and all of us, in whatever level we are, we have to pay attention to it, and that we have to form our students, our future society in a very well manner, and really in a very educative way, and I think things will be always good for us in the days to come. And at last I would like to say, we have such beautiful school, always most welcome, where we promise you to produce good human persons in the days to come, and with divinity, humanity, spirituality, and every social interaction, everything is included, inclusive, and we will offer to our children, and our children will be excelling through perseverance. Of course, they have to persevere, they have to work hard, and we teach them how to work hard in the days to come. So
I wish you and your school, St. Stephen's Academy, very good luck, good wishes for
Thank you, Sam.
your future.
Thank
You so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming and asking about our school. It's a great privilege for me to speak about our school, and thank you so much for you are doing so much during the pandemic, and also for the society in every way. Coach Kabar is doing a great work, I must say. You are trying to venture into various areas which we all require, and thank you so much for everyone, for your team, and for all the people. God bless you.
So this was Father Felix D Sauza, principal of St. Stephen's Academy, Kafir, located at this beautiful village called Kafir, some 35 kilometers away from Kalimpong. So we talked about many different aspects of the school, its education system, its environment, its past, present and future. So this much for today. Thank you so much.
कालिम्पोङ अटोवर्क्स बजाज सोरुम 9 माइल इन्जिन डाँडा कालिम्पोङ। कालेबुङको सबैभन्दा पुरानो अनि भरपर्दो कालिम्पोङ अटोवर्क्स बजाज सोरुमले कालेबुङमा 20 वर्ष पुरा गरिसकेको छ। यस सोरुममा RS 200, NS 160, 200, पल्सर 180, 220, एभेन्जर 160, 220, डोमिनर 250, 400 साथै अल केटिएम बाइक, हक्सभाना आदि उपलब्ध छ। यहाँबाट मिनिमम डाउन पेमेन्ट गरेर लो रेट अफ इन्ट्रेस्टमा मनपर्ने बाइक लिन सक्नुहुनेछ। हाम्रो ब्रान्च पेदोङ, रम्फू, दार्जिलिङ अनि तकदाहमा पनि छ। यहाँ होम डेलिभरी, आउट सर्भिस अनि वेल ट्रेन टेक्निशियन सर्भिसको सुविधा पनि रहेको छ। आजै सम्पर्क गर्नुहोस् कालिम्पोङ अटोवर्क्स बजाज सोरुम 9 माइल इन्जिन डाँडा कालिम्पोङ। कन्ट्याक्ट 9832347561।